Welcome, everybody, to the Jerry and Jamie 2 Up Video Podcast, your home of the 30-minute podcast. And we talk about anything related to motorcycling and 2 Up motorcycling. I hope you all are doing well. I know there's been kind of crazy out there for some of us. I am having a little sporadic internet, so if I'm off and on, I apologize for that. Hopefully, you'll be able to get on and the replay. But like I said, Amy will not be here with me. She is heading to Dallas to see our son play in a concert over the weekend, as he's a band director in Dallas. So without further ado, we're going to go ahead and get started with our podcast. So this is season 1, episode 2. So if you haven't seen the first episode, you can go down below and click on the other events and see what we talked about before. So today we're going to cover 4 things, right? So the first thing we're going to cover is upcoming ride events. The MSTA has 20 ride events this year, and we're going to talk about the first ones to come up this year in April. Then we're going to talk about what do you do to battle the wintertime blues as a motorcycle rider. And then we're going to talk about chains and shafts. Yes, I know the 12-year-old and all of you just came out. Keep your minds out of the gutter. But we're going to talk about chains and shafts. And then we're going to talk about your favorite YouTube channels. And we're going to talk about one of my featured YouTube channels. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. So the first thing we're going to talk about is everybody knows that the MSTA and all riders like to ride. That's what we're here to do. So with that being said, we want to make sure that we have events to attend, and the MSTA has 20 of them, in fact. So we're going to go check this out. If you haven't seen the MSTA calendar, you can go to rideevents.msta.com. So go to ridemsta.com and go click under and find the calendar. That's up here. It says rally calendar. You just click on this little button there. It takes you to the ride calendar. Then you can click on the month that you want. So the first, over to their website webpage, and with that, you can see what the hotel they're staying at. You can reservations to go get your room reservations, registration. There's routes available that they have, so you can click on here, and it's going to take you to the routes when they're available. Looking for a group ride, if you're riding with somebody, they have people there that can help you ride. All those sort of you're going to need is on here. They even have a QR code so you can scan it and look at your mobile device. But and then an itinerary for the ride. So some really cool stuff. So this is the first ride event. It's April 17th through the 20th in Dillard, Georgia. So hopefully you all will get to check that out. The next event on the list is one that's near and dear to my heart. And this is our event that Jamie and I host. And last year we had about 60 riders. It is May 1st through the 4th. And it's held in beautiful Eureka Springs, Arkansas. And the website has, just like the Georgia site had, we have a valley, but we have a place for you to see where the hotel is, Best Western in the Ozarks. And then we're going to have street routes available, ADV routes, and group rides available. We have some amazing group riders that will help us lead the rides on and off the dirt. And then you can just register for the event right here. And this will just 4 quick questions. Whether you want a rally t-shirt and you hit the order, good to go. So again, this is for the Ozark Escape Rally. And you can find all of this on the Ride MSTA site. And then last but not least, for the month of April going into May, you have the Tusky Muskie Rally. And that rally is held in New Philadelphia, Ohio. And it's 2nd through the 4th. So for you East Coasters who don't want to come to the Ozark Escape, you have an event to choose from. This site hasn't been updated yet, but as soon as they get all the information ready, you'll be able to go directly to this site, and they'll be able to register and do everything for that. So really, at the beginning of the ride season, there's no excuse for you not to be out riding, as we have 3 wonderful events. So tell me which one you're going to. Put down the comments down below which one you're riding to. Hopefully we get to see you in Eureka Springs. So we go back to our little presentation here, and we will go to our next topic. And our next topic is battle wintertime blues. What do you like to do to battle the wintertime blues? And let me know in the comments below. So when I talk about that, I really go into detail in my when I'm detailing. So part of that is I try to make sure that first of all I clean the bike, but then that gives me a chance to go through and all the nuts and bolts, make sure there's nothing crazy going on. You can kind of do that monthly checkup that you probably should be doing anyhow, that sometimes you might miss while you're in the riding season because you want to hurry up and get on your motorcycle. It's also a great time to replace anything that you need to replace on your motorcycle. I like to make sure all my my brake pads and all that stuff that I don't want to take time and lose in the off season. I mean, in the riding season. So I'll do all that stuff now while we can. So, and one of the things that you should look at when you're doing this is kind of keep an eye out for, look, do you have tire rot? Which most of us don't because we're out riding a lot, right? But look, make sure none of the bolts are shaking loose. If you have an ADV bike, my little KTM, sometimes I got to readjust the what's that little skid plate. I have to retighten the skid plate. I'll go in and redo, some of my electronics, if I need to rewire something, or if I want to add something to the bike. I know some of you like to have a whole bunch of gadgets on your motorcycle. If you want to do all that, I like to do that in the wintertime and be able to work out the kinks before we get in the riding season, because the worst thing to me is not being able to ride because I could have fixed something by doing it the right way during the wintertime. So I kind of really work hard at maintaining that and trying to make sure that we're cleaning the bike and doing all that. Now, I know some of you don't know what cleaning a motorcycle is, and that's cool. I mean, if you're riding a GS and that adds to the appeal, I guess, then that's fine. But I'm the total opposite. I'm a neat freak, and I really like to clean my bikes all of the time. And as you all probably know, but just take some time out in the wintertime, detail those bikes, look at all the basic maintenance, make sure your tires are good. And that way, when you hit the riding season, you're not delayed at all. Our next topic is chains and shafts. And the reason I'm bringing this up is I just had a friend buying a new motorcycle, and he was asking people, hey, what would you be looking at? Same thing we all do, right? I was surprised at how many people said, oh, I would never buy a motorcycle with a chain drive, or I would never buy a motorcycle with a shaft drive. Does that really come into play when you go to buy a motorcycle? I'm not hating if it does, but to me, that's not going to keep me from purchasing a motorcycle. And look, I think they both have their pros and their cons. Yes, shaft drives are great. You don't have to do anything to them except for like every 20,000 miles, change the oil and you're good, right? But they also bring a couple things that I don't like, right? Depending on what shaft drive you have, there's always a little bit of lag or that sort of thing. They add to the weight of the motorcycle. And again, it's easy to maintain, but to me, it's not a deal breaker. And then I'm riding a chain driven bike now. I came off a previous chain driven bike, but I've had multiple shaft drive motorcycles. It's not an issue to me. I don't even think about it. Chain bikes. So one thing I do like about chain bikes is pretty affordable. They're lightweight. I think it adds to the performance of the motorcycle, because I think if it wasn't lighter and didn't add to the performance, I think you would see race bikes going to shaft drives, and none of them are. Chains have gotten so good over the past 10 years. It's not like you have to oil them every 500 miles or that sort of thing. I'll be honest with you. I oil my chain twice, right? About every 1,000 miles, or if it rains, and then I'll oil it. And half the time, you don't even have to do that. And it takes no time to oil your chain. All you got to do is, even in a parking lot at a ride, throw it on the center stand, spin your wheel, do some chain, or walk it through the parking lot a little bit and do the chain. It's not a big deal. Um, and like I said, the chains that we have nowadays are so good, you don't even have to worry about them. But yeah, going forward, does that impact the way you buy a motorcycle? Tell me why that is. Have I hit on an issue that really is a non-topic? Do people really care? Or is it something that really does influence the buying of a motorcycle for you? So last but not least, a lot of us in the wintertime, we like to watch YouTube channels. And the reason we like to watch YouTube channels is we can't ride our motorcycles. So we might as well live vicariously for somebody who is out riding a motorcycle, or catch up on our favorite YouTube channels that we don't get to watch during the riding season because we're too busy out riding. And a couple of those sites, I'm a lot of people love Itchy Boots, right? You got to like yourself some Itchy Boots. And if you don't know what Itchy Boots is, you've been living under a rug, or got your head in the sand. But she's a world-renowned motorcycle rider that just tours all over the country and all over the world and explores on her motorcycles. And it's phenomenal. Her stuff is really, really good. And tribulations, she's just fun to watch. I think it's like, yeah, 2.5 million subscribers. That's crazy. And but she's one of my favorites. I really like watching her. Another couple that I like to watch is Two Up and Overloaded. So they roll Two Up on their KTM or whatever their bike is of at the time, and they do some really cool stuff too. I like the way they do their videos. They kind of sit down at the end of the day and go over their videos, but they really have a channel. They have some great content, and they're both fun to watch and that sort of thing. I'm kind of the ones that are on my list that I like. Uh, a lot of over the pond guys. So Andy Man Cam, he's from Germany. Really like his stuff. He's got some really good videos, and it's nice seeing scenery that I don't get to see all the time. So that's kind of cool. But I really do like Andy Man Cam. As the Magpie flies. So some of you already, I'm sure, know of her. She's she's an adventure rider that goes out and she does some great travels. I really like watching her channel as well. She's got some pretty good videos and everything. She's does some pretty good trips from time to time. She's always at the expos and things like that. She's always at some of the larger events. I know some of you watch Big Rock Moto. I love his reviews and the way he goes. He gets motorcycles from everybody. He reviews everything. It's pretty in depth. I really do like his philosophy on the way he does reviews. Quality stuff. Does some really good stuff, and it's fun to watch. I really value his opinion when it comes to things. Let's see. We're going to look at here some others. I don't know if you guys have checked out Cuban Rider. This is amazingly fast. He's Ride Smart instructor, I think. He used to teach, I know, at Coda. I think he used to be in the military, but boy, he's got some really great videos out there, and really puts together some fun videos to watch. He's very fast, and you can tell when he's out riding, he looks great doing it. I'm sure a lot of you have heard Doodle on a Motorcycle. So I remember watching her, excuse me, when she had, my wife likes watching her. Jamie loves watching her. And, but she has a really nice channel, really cool stuff as well. Dork on the Road. So he does a lot of ADV content, but he's just like an average Joe, does some really good stuff. His channel's kind of blown up as of late as well, but he's a lot of fun to watch, and I really like watching Dork on the Road. He's fun. There's like I said, I like watching a lot of the UK stuff. English Biker Dan does some really good stuff. He does some good reviews. Has some has some good articles and everything. The Fast Bike site, which is a UK magazine, they always have some fantastic stuff on their channel. Again, sorry, folks. I'm fighting a cold a little bit. Back in the States, there's a channel called Her Two Wheels. She rides, she's got a Pan American and a Harley, but she's got, I watch her from time to time. She's not one of my big favorites, but I do watch her from time to time. She's got some pretty good stuff out there at times. This is another UK guy. This guy does some great videos, and he does a lot of in the garage stuff where he's rebuilt a H2 Ninja and a whole bunch of stuff like that. He's got a great channel. I really like watching his channel as well. He does his accent's really, you got to be careful when you're listening to him because he speaks quickly and sometimes he's hard to understand. Another UK motorcycle magazine is Motorcycle News. I actually get their print copy, but their website is really good and they have some great videos with that Europe humor, which is kind of cool. Back in the States, another site I like is Meerkat ADV. Actually got to meet this guy last year while we were doing the New Mexico BDR. And he's a good guy, and he's got some really good videos. He did all the BDRs in 1 year, which is pretty darn impressive if you ask me. Looking back, so if you're looking for moto camp gear, is done by Dork on the Road, but he's got some great deals for moto camping, and he does some really good reviews. So I really like to keep an eye on what he's doing as well. Moto Bob does some really good reviews as well. He's more of a bike reviewer thing, but he does some really good stuff as well. Let's see, flip through. We'll see who else we can get. I know some of you are saying I'm missing all the big ones. I do like some of the big stuff, some of the bigger channels, but some of them I've kind of gotten old with. One of my favorites is Richie Vita. So Wild Bad Touring out of the UK. He does some great videos. And I love, if you get a chance, go check out his tour in America when he was here in America. It was pretty funny to watch. The of course, Ride BDR site's always one of my favorites. They have some great videos, and you can always see what's going on. Ride Magazine is another good one. They've always got is Roadrunner TV or Road. If you don't get any magazines, this is the one to get. A lot of the motorcycle magazines to me have gone not very good in my opinion anymore. But Roadrunner really does a great job with some of their stuff. Salt the Wound, they haven't put stuff out a lot lately. Let's see. Looks like there's stuff here about 2 weeks ago. But they do a lot of street riding. They've done a lot of now stuff that's off the motorcycle, but they're a good couple to watch. This is what Shaft is a great watch, guys. It's amazing. There's a video that he does. I don't know. It's where him and his girlfriend did a tour. And if it doesn't make you want to go ride a motorcycle, nothing will. It is amazing how good that video is. And it's it's just, yeah, I think this is it right here. He just commercial, but he does a great job, and you should really check him. Looking for a channel to go watch. I think that's about. Oh, Teapot One, he's another UK guy that's fun to watch. The great channel for the UK. He does some really good videos. He does a monthly thing that's really good. You guys should check his channel out. He's got a lot of stuff on his channel. Let's see, who else do we want to shout out? Looking through. You'd think I'd have done this before, right? Gotten all these. I did, but I did. Oh, Visor Down. So they're a UK magazine. They also have a very good channel and a lot of cool stuff to watch. I guess that's about it. Now, I know some of you guys are going to say Fortnite. Look, I like his stuff, but I don't know. He just something about him. I just don't watch him that much. Canyon, I think it is. They have a good channel. I watch them from time to time, but those are some big ones. So, hey, if I've missed anybody, then say, "Hey, idiot, you forgot somebody," and put it down in the comments so people can go check it out and see who you're watching. Right? Got to Go is another good channel to watch. Some really cool ADV stuff. But yeah, those are some of the channels that I like to watch. Sure, I've missed somebody now. So my favorite channel, one that I know a lot of you watch, and that is Two Wheeled Rider. So Mario does a great job on his channel. He's out of West Virginia, and I've actually got to meet him a couple times. He's met us for lunch last year where we did the BDR and stuff. He puts together some who rides a multi-strada. He rides a KTM. They do a lot of trips together, and he's done some good trips. His last trip last year, I think, to Alaska. So they have a great series about that. But that's my featured motorcycle YouTube channel for the month is Two Wheeled Rider. So you should check him out. He does a great podcast as well. Mario does a good job, so you guys should go check him out. Well, folks, like I said, we try to keep this under 30 minutes, and we're at 20 right now. So let me know what you guys want to see on the channel. I've had some people ask me if we would do some. I've had some people ask me if we would maybe get some coordinators on that are talking about some of these events. So just tell me what you want to see. Do you want to learn? Do you want some reviews? Is there certain topics you want to talk about? Do you not want to hear me at all? Again, we are going to get Jamie involved. It's just the timing hasn't worked out, but we want to get consistent with this. Speaking of consistency, what's the best day for you guys to watch? Right? Do we want to do it on an evening where everybody can watch a little more? Do you want the time? There's nobody here watching this live. They go back and watch it online. So tell me what your thoughts are there. Leave the comments down below. What do you want to see? Just tell me where people should go. I may not agree with it, but you can find us in a lot of places. So the YouTube channel Jerry and Jamie 2 Up, which you guys are on now, which seems like I keep getting a warning that the connection is unstable, so that's not a good sign. At Jerry and Jamie 2 Up, that's our YouTube channel. We also have a Facebook where you can go check us out. On Instagram, we're Moto Adrenaline Tours. And on the web, if you go to motoadrenalinetours.com, you can get to any of our channels through there. I also write a blog on there, so you can check that out. So again, folks, I really appreciate you watching. Make sure you hit that thumbs up, do all the YouTube stuff, subscribe if you haven't subscribed, and hey, just let us know what you want to see. Until next time, everybody, be safe, be happy, and ride smart. We'll talk to you soon. Bye, everybody.